Hey, folks, it's Dave back on the support chat here on a Thursday night. It is middle of August now, 13th of August here. Jumping back on to say hi. Usually do Monday nights, but don't know what's been happening on Monday night. One Monday night we lost power. Another Monday night something happened. And there was one night I still was recovering from my surgery, so I was not feeling so good. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hi. Boy, it's been a hot August. I think even today it was almost 90 degrees. Every day's been 90 degrees. So how you guys faring in the heat? It's actually been a pretty hot one up here in the Northeast. A little bit of relief coming up this weekend. But just want to come on and say hi and tell everybody what's been happening. So it's 2 weeks today since I had my surgery and feeling okay. I ended up going to the gym today, doing some very light stuff at the gym. I was doing some arm stuff, and after talking to my good doctor friend, he said go very easy. You just had your heart fixed. It's like, okay, sounds good to me. So what I ended up doing was just put 20 or 30 pounds and just kind of get the motions going. That's all he wanted me to do. So I did that. I did a little bit of the rowing machine that bothered my groin a little bit, but I wanted to get back on that. The gym is really weird. There's plastic partitions between all the machines and all that stuff there. Had to wear a mask the whole time. I had it on loose so I could get a little bit of airflow. I don't know how the people do it without it, but I wasn't near anybody, so there wasn't many people in there. So I went back to the gym. I like to see if I can do that a couple times a week. Got some news on the skating. They're going to make a big announcement Monday on hockey. Okay. Mass Hockey put in a big petition to the governor and said, look, hockey's not the contact sport that you think it is, especially at certain levels. You start getting up to high school and junior, then it's checking and all that stuff. But, the adult leagues and the little kids, we can have them not check. So there's going to be supposedly no check hockey starting maybe as soon as next week. But there's all these little things they put in there that they're just really not going to work. And I don't want to get into them all, but there's a couple of things that they put in there that's like, you really can't play a game if this is what you're going to do. So we'll see what they say on Monday. We'll see what the guidelines are, but the rink is all systems go for their fall leagues. So they're convinced that it's going to happen this time and we're going to be playing. So I'm kind of hoping that next week we can start scrimmaging, and then I'm going to probably wait till the end of September when I'm off the medication from my surgery. Then I'll feel more confident about skating. So everything's going well. I'm hopefully they'll tell me at the end of the month I can stop taking some of these things. So I just don't want to skate while I'm on some medication that I'm on right now. I probably could, but I just don't want to. I mean, as far as like playing or refereeing in a game, scrimmaging and screwing around is one thing. But hi, Steeler fan. Good to see you. Just jumping on saying hi. ID, how you doing, buddy? I haven't talked to you in quite some time. Hopefully the new stuff is going very well for you. I'm going to change some colors up here. Let's go to let's get some kind of a green going here. There we go. Oh, what a nice forest green like that. There we go. And so I played a little bit of what have I been playing? I played some Action PC Hockey, the new one that come out. I simulated the playoffs. And we had some really good playoffs. And it was finals was Vegas taking on Tampa Bay, and it went 7 games. The finals went 7 games, and it was Vegas winning in my simulation. And what was neat is both Vegas and Tampa Bay scored in overtime in the conference finals to get there. Okay. And so it was kind of fun. I just simmed it and just like watch the final score come up and then check the box score. But it was still fun simulating all the playoffs. The Bruins, if you're asking about the Bruins, they went up 3-0 on Carolina, and Carolina won 4 straight and knocked them out. No joke. That's how it went. I'm just hitting the button, just sim it. So the game just sims it. Ron played, and he got a different result than I did. Like I said, he did not have Vegas win the cup. I think he still played Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay went to the finals, I think, in his and mine. But for me, it was Vegas getting to play Tampa Bay. Uncle Ron's doing pretty good. It's been weird. We used to talk a couple times a day. Now we're talking every couple of days. It's just kind of how it worked. I think he's been doing some things. I've been doing some things. It's just kind of how it worked out. Hey, Tribe, how's it going? Robbie, good to see you. Going to see you Saturday. We're going to do some more practicing on Saturday. Oh, boy, did I see that? Yeah. I actually I turned it on and it was in like overtime 3. I was like, holy cow, am I reading that right? 3 overtimes. And I went out to pick up some sandwiches for dinner, and I come back and says, well, I'm going to have to sit and watch this. So I watched the end of 3, and then I went to the break. I said, okay, I need to go back. And so I went downstairs, and she went to bed. And I said, I got to start watching period 4. So I watched all of period 4 and whatever until they scored the goal. But that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts to see a game go that far. And the thing was, as I was, on Facebook posting stuff on Facebook about the game, and I was just like, Columbus was cycling. They would get the puck and they would cycle it. And the thing is, they were so exhausted by period 3 of overtime, which was 6 periods of hockey, 2 full games, that it wasn't working. At that point, it's throw it at the net. And I watched it. They would cycle it in, and the guy was just like too tired to go get it. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, don't keep cycling. You got no strength for that. And Tampa Bay would go in and set up a shot. That's why they had so many shots on net. But all in all, it was fun. It was fun to watch a game that went, into 5 overtimes. And then stupid me just flicking around. It's like, oh, Bruins are on. What channel are the Bruins on? I couldn't find them. And then finally someone's like, oh, they postponed the game. It's like, why the hell are they postponing the Bruins? Oh, they're playing at the same rink. I didn't know. I don't know these things. Now that you mention it, yeah, that would make sense that you had 2 Eastern games, but you think they would stagger. You think they would go, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. So if you run into something like this, there's never going to be a delay. But I mean, who would have known it would go into 5 overtimes? But anyway, hopefully I'll see you on Saturday, and I'm hoping if all goes well, the following Saturday we can play a scrimmage game. I still got to get the details on that, but at least it would be a start. And then maybe in a couple of weeks we get into September, maybe we could do something. Okay. 7th period stretch. Yeah. That I love how they put the stuff on the signs, that was really kind of fun. Yeah, that was fun. They did built in. Well, did they built in 5 hours between the games, or did they built in a 5-hour slot for the game? That's what I want to know. Which one did they do? So I know that they spaced it out for probably an overtime or 2, but who knows. But anyway, so there's that going on. So I hit the gym today, very light, just old man stuff. But, I was there. I don't care if anybody made fun of me for just lifting 20 pounds. It was just the idea that, when I talked to my doctor, he's just like, go slow. You're going to, all these things you haven't used in years. 'Cause I don't lift weights, but I want to start. And he said, not only that is that, you need to, take it easy. You don't want to stress your heart out by overdoing it. So I did that, but it was okay. Just went and did my thing. I think I was there, I don't know, 25 minutes, a half hour. Wasn't there long, just long enough to push some things around and get some things moving. I did a little bit on the rowing machine. I think I only did 5 or 10 minutes on that. And then I was like, that was plenty. Then I started to get a little sore in my legs. So that's it. All right. So they started at 3:10. Oh yeah, no. Yeah. So it wasn't it was a 5-hour slot. It wasn't 5 hours from the end of the game. Yeah. Okay. What's going on, Robbie? Hope everybody's doing well. It's hot up here. ID. How hot is it down there? ID. Up here, it's been in the 90s and it's been nasty up here. So I was wondering how bad it is down there. We've had the AC going like 24 hours a day up here. It's been incredible. Jacket got a little bit of relief up there in Vermont. So hoping that's coming this way. But so the NHL playoffs has been pretty fun to watch. I gotta say it. As much as this whole thing sucks, there's a couple of little good nuggets you can take out of this whole thing. And at noontime, because like I said, I'm still not back to work yet, but at noontime, sitting down and having live hockey, that's kind of cool. And it's a playoff game too. It's like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then 3 p.m, you got another game on, and that's kind of neat. Then you get the 5 overtime one, and it's just like one after another and after another. The good thing about how they're doing this is that you don't miss a game, because every time they would have the first round games, it'd always be one game that you'd have to watch. I don't know if you had to watch it on the iPad or something, but you couldn't turn on the TV and watch it. This time you've seen every single game. So I do like that. That's kind of fun. So you got what, 90, 94 every day, and it storms every night and cools it down. Yeah, we're hot and humid. We're dying for some rain right now, and it's cloudy. I don't think we're going to get any rain, though. So I got my decaf coffee. Oh, man, the other night I stopped at Dunkin', and I got a iced coffee. Big, and I always get a decaf because my heart, I don't drink regular caffeine anymore, very rarely. And so I go to the decaf iced coffee, and I only drank about half of it. So I had the rest of it I put in the fridge, and then that night I was sitting here doing something, and so I made decaf in the Keurig, let it chill out, and then I put that with some ice and cream, and I filled the Dunkin' decaf back up, right? So I had a nice iced coffee while I was playing something or watching TV. Maybe I was watching that overtime game. I don't remember what was going on. Holy cow. I'm wondering if they made that regular or not, because I was up till 2:30 in the morning. Like, boing, like wide awake, like Facebook, YouTube, radio, just nothing. It was unbelievable. It's like, so from now on, I'm not trusting any coffee from Dunkin' Donuts after like 3:30, because even if you ask for decaf, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. So when I make my decaf, I'm not up all night. But boy, I was up all damn night. Holy cow, unbelievable. Robbie, no sign of rain in the forecast. Yeah. Yep, we're not having any too. We had a very wet spring. The grass looked great for a couple of months, and now the grass has been hay. Big storm coming in right now. Yeah, you know, I've only been in Florida a handful of times, but every time I've been down there, you get this flash storm that comes in, and it just drenches everything, and it's lightning like you read about, and then it's gone, and the sun comes out. In fact, when we were down there, I was doing roller hockey finals, and we were on ESPN3. I had a gig on ESPN3. That's my claim to fame. And so we're down there in Disney World, and that's where the place was. And we were doing the semifinals were in a couple of rinks. We only televised the final. There was one game actually for the finals that they did so they could put it on TV. And so during some of the semifinal games, all of a sudden, all these people come into the hockey rink and they packed it. It was like, holy crap, this place is packed. Now, come to find out, it was all the soccer people. They were playing soccer on the court outside, and they got a ton of soccer fields. And they blew the whistle because this thunderstorm came in with lightning, and they all come inside, and they packed the place for like 10 or 15 minutes. It was great because it was like, oh man, it was like thousands of people here. And then all of a sudden, they all left and went back to play soccer once the storm passed. But it was kind of fun having a place packed like that for a game that we were doing. Out there your way, 7 straight days, 95. Yeah, it's just been dry and it's been ridiculous. So, thanks. Yeah, we talked a little bit about actually. I spent too much time talking about the draft part of it because that's what I was playing and that's what I wanted to play. We probably should have gone into more gameplay, but the gameplay was pretty much the same. So we tried to focus on what was different. I really like the team colors in the schedule with the logos and stuff. I'm a big logo guy, and team colors is, you can tell. So when I saw the schedule come out and it was all the team colors with the logos, I was like, boy, to me that was nice. And I'm glad that, I feel like maybe I got my money's worth at that point. The gameplay is still somewhat the same, a little smoother. Some things are a little bit better, a couple little odds and ends like they usually do, but having the schedule full color with the team colors, I really do like that. In fact, even when I did my playoff recap, it didn't have the logos, but it had the colors, and that's always better than just a blank black and white with every team. That was just so boring. But yeah, that was a fun show to do. It really was. And it was fun that I went and I simulated the Stanley Cup finals, the NHL playoffs, whatever you want to call it. I should have played the game 7. The thing is, though, is I did it live, and it was already a half-hour show just simulating all the games. I was like, man, even if I played the game, it would have tacked on another hour or so to the show. So if I was just recording it, maybe I would have stopped and played out the game 7. But it was fun. It was fun doing that. I'm back to playing some of my video games here. I don't know if Cause is still here, but I picked up the new Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I heard some really bad things about it, and I heard it was hi Ronnie, how's it going? How's the health? Okay. I went to the gym today. I think I'm all healed up. I think. And I'm going to try to skate Saturday. We're going to have like a practice. We can't play yet. Maybe next week we can play, but we can have a practice and do some drills. So I'm hoping to at least get out there and skate around a little bit to see how it feels. Because it's just been tight now because I've been babying it. That's the problem. That's where they went into me is my area down there. So I didn't want to tear anything open. So I think it's feeling better now. So I should be able to get a little bit of skating in. But aside from that, holy cow, that procedure was no joke. Seriously, yeah, I've been walking every day. So that's about all I could do. I was even sore from walking, but I did a video on the procedure. I thought it'd be no big deal. Okay, I'll go in, get it done, and the next day I'll rest, and then I'll be back to normal the next day. Oh no. Oh no. They really downplayed that procedure. They really did for what they actually do to you. And how it beats up the body a little bit. They really need to tell you need to settle down for about a week just to be safe, but whatever. But anyway, going back to I picked it up for the PlayStation just because I was playing by myself. It's okay. I still think the last Ghost Recon, was it Wildlands? I thought that was far superior. I love that one there. It seemed to be really smooth and how it played and how you had, everything about it was really smooth. This one here is fine. I just find that it's not smooth. And there's a lot of weird things that happen. Like you go up to a crate and it's got something, you're supposed to get something out of this crate, and there's a motorcycle next to it. And you go up to the crate and it's like, ride the motorcycle. It's like, no, I don't want to ride the motorcycle. I want to open the crate. And you got to like do a dance, and then the guy spins around and you got to get it just right for it to say open the crate. Otherwise, you're going to hop on the motorcycle. It got so bad that I said, the heck with it. I jumped on the motorcycle. I drove it 10 feet and get off and went back to the crate. So there's a lot of weird things like that. Even when you're trying to grab somebody to interrogate them, it's just weird. It's just nothing as smooth as the last one. The last one was just everything worked. It was buttery smooth. Maybe because I was used to it too. But this one here, I'm finding it. I'm stumbling through this game. There's a lot to it. All the crafting and stuff. It's just they don't really walk you through it either. You got to kind of figure it out on your own. It's not terribly horrible, but it's the missions are kind of clunky, and the objectives, and you got interrogations, and you got specialty items, and it's just the other one just seemed to be clear cut what you're supposed to do. This one here, I felt it's all mucked up, and there's a lot going on, and I don't feel they did a good job of walking me through how to do everything. So I'm figuring out things on my own, and it's taken a lot longer than it probably should. But that being said, it's fine. I will get plenty of hours into this game. I like the fact that you can bring in the computer to help you or send them home. So I did a lot by myself. And there was one mission where I had a ton of people. So I brought in all the computer people. So everybody just unload, and we fought and just destroyed them. So I heard they just added that. Okay, because I heard that game was really getting dumped on, and that's probably why I didn't get it. And I thought it was just head-to-head, player versus player, P versus P, as they call it. And I don't want to play that. So that's why I didn't get it. But when some reason it come up on YouTube, and I watched a review of it, and they were talking about how it's a big campaign and it's clunky, but it's okay. And, if you can pick it up kind of cheap. So I got it for the half price because it's been out for almost a year. And it's okay. It's still full price in the store, which is weird. Like the PlayStation and the Xbox store, it's still full price. So I picked up the disc just at GameStop, and I'm fine with that. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's taking up a lot. It's fine. It's a lot of time I'll get plenty of hours is what I'm trying to say. I'll get plenty of hours into that. But I should go back and play the other one because I didn't play the DLC for the other one. And that one was just so much more smooth. Everything just made sense. This one here, I'm really struggling to find like what to do because someone will pop up on the screen and then it goes away. Like, oh, what did that say? Because that's telling you how to do something. It's like I put the drone up in the air and I mock people. I didn't know how to tell the computer to shoot them. And it took me a long time to figure that out, but finally I got that to work. And that's half the fun with that game is sitting back and putting the drone up and telling which guys to pick off, and then you pick them off, and you go in and you pick off a few more and you go in some more. So it's really fun. It has a lot of elements like the Division. And they said there's a lot of Division stuff like the division game that they have. It's a lot of that in there too. So I wish they just did another one like the last one. That was fine for me, but this one's okay. Having some fun with it. I finished. I went back and did Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Or no, Black Ops 3. Oh yeah, no, Black Ops 3. I did Black Ops 3. I played the campaign. I never finished the campaign with that, so I did that one, and then Modern Warfare 3. That's the other one I did. That was on the 360, by the way. That I had the 360 disc. I put it in, and it's backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so I was able to play it on my Xbox One, and I just did the campaign. I haven't played that campaign in a long time. That was pretty good. What's going on there, Turbo? I simmed out the NHL playoffs with Action PC Hockey 2020. I was just telling everybody. And Vegas was my champion. Las Vegas Golden Knights. Is it Vegas Golden Knights or Las Vegas Golden? I think it's just Vegas. But they ended up winning. So that was a fun little sim. They still need replays in that game just to see the puck go in the net again, because that's it right there. Goals are the big thing. They should just have a rewind button. But anyway, so tomorrow's Friday. I'm supposed to be taking a ride with a buddy of mine tomorrow. He's taking tomorrow off, and we're supposed to go down to the South Shore and poke around at some old video game stores. So, let's see. There's one we went down to that was like it had some really rare stuff, like stuff I could never find before. All right, what do you got ID here? Some baseball games. What baseball games I ended up playing? The only thing I really played for I played some Strat baseball. Somebody sent me APA in a couple of in a season actually of APA, so I played some of the APA, basic mode APA. That wasn't too bad. And did I play any other baseball? I don't think I played any other baseball. No, I haven't played any baseball. Just the some Strat and some APA. I replayed a couple of World Series or a couple of games from World Series. That's what I did with that. Excuse me. How am I feeling? Okay, knock on wood. Surgery was 2 weeks ago today, so I'm still here, as you can see, and my goal now is to change up the diet a little bit and try to get more exercise in and try to lose some weight to help my heart, and that's the goal right now. So, but it was tough for 2 weeks. I fixed the heart, fixed it. So I was like, okay, now I want to really get out and push the exercise. I have the time right now to really kind of do it. And I had to take it easy. So that was the hard part, is sitting around doing nothing for a few days or just very little. I don't like to do that. I like to keep moving around. But hopefully we'll be walking in every day and hitting the gym a couple times a week, and maybe I'll be skating, and then maybe I'll be back to work in September. Who knows? It depends on all the restrictions and how difficult it is and how many guys want to come back and play. But we should be having some sort of league going in September. But yeah, thanks for asking. It was weird. It was a weird time. It was a weird surgery. The feelings that I had in my chest, I was like, wow, it's just something I've never felt before. It's like, holy smoke. Whew, felt like I was on a barbecue. It really did. Yeah, it's been a tough 5 months on me mentally, and then physically I had this and that. I gotta tell, I'm glad that's over. That was a big relief, getting that surgery done, because that was something I had known about in January, and I held off, and then the whole thing happened in March and April and May, and we couldn't do the surgery. And then it was like, okay, it was just hanging over my head on top of everything else going on in the world that we're all dealing with, some worse than others. And I probably have it the worst because I'm still out of work and the whole bit. To have that hanging over your head was difficult. But now that that's out of the way, it was successful. Things seem to be going in the right direction. Now that I've got that out of the way, I feel a little bit better that big thing is out of the way. Now I'm hearing we could be skating again. So that's another step, I hope, in the right direction, at least for my mental health anyway, which has been tough. But I started writing again, which is good. And I don't want to make this all about me, but I guess it's just me, so I might as well talk about it. So I did a couple of articles for a magazine, so I'm pretty I'm pretty excited about that I did a couple of articles. I started writing a history of the hockey league that I'm running. It's been 21 years now. So I had started this a long time ago, and I figured it'd be a good read. It's 20 years of running a hockey league, and I figured there's a lot of people. I don't want to say thousands, but I know that we probably had a couple of thousand people in and out of the league, and they still stay in touch. A lot of them still stay in touch. There's a lot of people that I see on Facebook that haven't played in years, and they're still friends, and they still chat on Facebook and Twitter and the whole bit. So I'm putting together like some memoirs of the league and how it all started and things you probably didn't know about the league. So if you're in the league, I'm hoping to wrap that up this fall, and I'll probably put it up on an Amazon or something like that as an ebook, just to put it out there. It'd be real cheap too, but it'd be something that would support the league a little bit, and you'd learn a lot about the league and the whole bit. So yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I think we all want a refund on 2020. I think we do. It's gotta, I really hope that somehow there's a reset button on January 1st, 2021. I really do. I hope it just resets, and it's just, we can put this behind us, and we can, try to get back to somewhat of a normal life. I mean, this is just the stuff that they're doing right now with the schools and everything. It's absolutely crazy in sports. And, I'm happy that hockey's got the bubble going on. At least we can get some sports done. And I know it's tough for them, can't see the family and all this other stuff. Can't lead a normal life for a couple of months or so, but I'm glad that they're all staying negative results, and they're playing their games, and things are going well. So, so that is good. It is kind of neat seeing hockey in the afternoon in August, because I don't like summer, because I'm a hockey guy, and work is tough and work is thin, and it's just too hot to really do anything. So, so it is fun to sit inside of the AC and watch hockey. So I guess it's not all that bad. I gave the dog the day off. That poor guy. I pushed him. I was pushing myself yesterday to do 2 miles, and I pushed him, and his legs are like this big. So I was like, his little legs are like the phone book thing there. So his poor legs, 2 miles for him is a long way. He started stopping on the way home. So I said, okay, I'm going to give you the day off tomorrow. So I gave him today off, and he might get tomorrow off too, because I'm supposed to go out in the morning, but maybe I'll walk him early before it gets hot. But yeah, so I started doing the writing thing again. I bought a couple of helpers, because I've always wanted to write like fiction and stuff, and I'm not that good at it. But I thought it'd be fun to put together a couple of stories that I've been working on for years. The novel, that novel. You're gonna finish that novel? It's not a novel. It's just a couple of short stories I'm working on. It'd be fun though. My buddy from the Game Hounds, Nick, he's a really good writer. He wrote a couple of stories that were in books too, like short story books. And he was when I was doing my fictional podcast story there, if you've ever seen that one there, Grandpa's Hidden Chest. I was having some fun with that, and he actually wrote one of the episodes, and it was really good. It's like stuff I never thought of. I was like, holy cow, Nick, you're a really good writer. So he actually sent me in another one, but I just haven't been in the mood to do that podcast since the virus hit. So maybe I'll pick it up again. It was kind of fun. It was just willy-nilly off the top of my head, telling a story about someone that found something in his grandfather's house, and it was an audio drama is what it was. And it was kind of fun. Hi, Keith. Good to see you, buddy. I'm just kind of chatting tonight. I haven't been on in a while. It's a hot night, so I figured I would come on and say hi and see what everybody's up to. Because otherwise I'm just going to go back and sit on the couch and play some Ghost Recon. That's what I did after the gym today. I just did that. It's cloudy out here. I just don't think we're going to get any rain. Jay, you were supposed to play Friday, Saturday. I missed you last Saturday. What are you doing, man? Don't be doing that. Don't be signing up and then backing out. Don't be doing that. So we're going to skate this Saturday. If we get to go ahead Monday, I got to see all the guidelines and a whole bit, but I'm hoping that next Saturday, which would be 22nd, if I'm right, that we would do a scrimmage game, maybe even 2 if we get enough people to sign up and do it, that we would actually play. And then maybe do that a couple of times. And then as we get into September, we can really start revisiting, trying to put the leagues back together and getting I have to see who wants to come back first of all. I can't just, snap my fingers and that. So hopefully it will. I know because another guy had to work too. I get it. At least you're working though. I'm not. That's the first thing I did in 5 months. I was at 2 hours. Yay. Keith. Oh, the shock thing didn't work. They were gonna do the shock thing. Yep. And let me tell you real quick. Just give me a minute or two to talk about the ablation thing. I had a flutter, not a fibrillation. There's two different things. It's arterial fibrillation and arterial flutter. I had what was called a classic flutter. And they said, if you're going to have any heart problems, that's the one to get. As silly as it sounds, that's the problem to have with the heart. And so the first guy was going to shock me. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And so I after talking to my chiropractor, who's unbelievable, by the way, he's like, call an electrophysiologist is what it was. So I contacted one. And he talked to me on the phone. He's like, okay, I saw your chart. He goes, no, we're going to do an ablation. We're not going to do the shock. The shock sometimes resets your heart. The ablation fixes it. It just, because what the ablation does is they go in and they burn or freeze or cauterize or block or whatever they do, the cells that are shooting out that signal to make your heart beat irregularly, okay? The shock doesn't do that. The shock just tries to get you back in rhythm. Okay, so that's good for the fibrillation because it's just going crazy. What they told me is my heart was like do-doon, do-doon. So that's what my heart was doing. So I wasn't getting a proper beat. I wasn't getting proper oxygen. I didn't have any signs of anything going fatally wrong. That's probably why they took 6 months to do it. But they said at some point I would develop some issues and it could be fatal. So they said, let's get this done. So he has the AFib. So the shock should have worked, but if it didn't, this should work. Okay, it's not a fun procedure, but I get through it, and here I am to tell the tale, and everybody does get through it, and it gets uncomfortable because they're in your heart and they're poking around and they're sealing off the stuff, and your chest really burns and it feels like it's about to burst. It wasn't uncontrollable pain, but it was pretty uncomfortable. And I'm a big baby too. I'm a big baby. I kept looking at the nurse and was like, I'm sorry I'm being a big baby about this, but I am. This is the most invasive thing that's ever happened to me. In fact, the worst part of it was when they stuck the needle in my groin, because then they started to go in me. I was like, I can still feel it. All right, we'll give you some more Novocaine. How about that? I can still feel it. So they gave me a shitload of Novocaine. Just so they could get everything inside me. And then once they did that, as soon as I didn't feel that, I felt better. And then that's when I could feel it in my chest. But the thing about the ablation was once they're done, they're done. And there's a chance it could come back someday. But for the most part, they sealed off all the things that were bad and they fixed it. And so when I'm done, now it's just healing up. It's letting the heart rest. It's beating normally. And I just got to make sure that, down here that does not tear open. So that's why they don't want you to do anything for a few days. So aside from that, when I went home and I watched all the videos, the doctors rave about this. They say this is the way to go. The shock thing's probably a little bit easier, but the ablation fixes it. Because they get rid of all the things that are sending out the bad signals. Because what it is, it's a bad signal. I guess your heart's all electrical. I don't know how they figure out these things, but they do. So the heart's all electrical, and something was sending off a signal saying, hey, after the beat, do a little flutter thing for me. And so they get rid of that. Gideon, thanks so much. It went pretty well. It was really weird. But let's see. When they were, I don't know what they were doing, but whatever they were inside, they were poking around with. Yeah, it was, I remember like saying to them, like, I can feel this. I can really feel this now. And they were like, yeah, give me 5 seconds. So I would count to 5 and they would stop. And it immediately went away. So that was the thing, is that while they were doing it, it really was like, oh man, what are you doing? And then they stopped. So it didn't continue on. And they did that probably 8 to 10 times. It was definitely 5. And I don't think it was any more than 10. And then they were done. Okay, we're done. But they were like, your heart's beating like a charm right now. So that's what they wanted it to do. So yeah. So you went to angioplasty and surgeon stents, and the groin is awful. Yeah. Yeah. I heard that's what they do with the stents too, but it's just yucky. And then you got to just chill out for a while because you don't want to rip it open. I was afraid I was going to move it and bleed out. And I was really afraid of that. But I took it easy. I did a little bit of walking. That was about it. Now I'm building it back up. And, I made sure I haven't skated or anything like that. So, oh yeah, I can feel this. Yep. I just let him know. Just let her know. I don't know, but like my buddy said, he goes, if you were going to have any kind of an issue, that's the place you want to have it, is right there with those people right there. They had one dude monitoring my heart the entire time. They had all these people in the room. They had this huge TV screen with everything going on with my heart. They must know exactly what to do. I think they know exactly what to do and where to go. My heart never stopped. When they do the shock, they actually stop your heart. Okay. Then it's supposed to come back and like rebooting a computer. Okay. So my heart never stopped. It's just, maybe it did while they did the correction. I don't know. They never said anything about that. I never felt as though I was going to die. I never felt as though my heart was in any issue. It just all this pressure and burning, even my shoulder was like burning, and then it stopped. And that was it. And they did that a few times, and that was it. So, there's probably a risk all the time when they're doing stuff with your heart. But they had done enough tests, everything checked out, everything looked good. They did blood work, they did all this. They made sure that I was okay for this, and then they did it. So, Paulie, what do you got to say here? Everyone's scared right now, and there's some people that made some good points. I mean, you want safety, but at the same time, just to throw this out there, is somebody said, would they be safer not playing and just going about their life, or if they were to play football or something like that, where they were getting tested constantly, where they were probably a little more contained and they had the trainers there and they were cleaning stuff down, would they be safer doing that? Because they're always getting tested. They're always aware of it, and they're cleaning stuff. So, I mean, there's no guarantee that you're going to not get it by not playing football or whatever it is. I think we're all guessing at this point. Because you hear doctors all over the place. One guy says this, one guy says the complete opposite, and you don't know who to believe and what's going on. And, I'd like to think they all really believe what they're saying. So I think we're all just playing a guessing game at this point. I really do. You're supposed to be out of it. Yeah. I asked to go out. I said, can you put me out? And they said no. And I think the reason for that, as somebody told me, is that when you're asleep, your heart is beating differently. So they wanted you awake so your heart was beating normally, so they could see when they were doing stuff how your normal heart reacted, not how your sleeping heart reacted, which is too bad, because I would have been perfectly fine. Just put me out like the colonoscopy. Just put me out, do it. I'll wake up later, Yeah, they were very precise on the rest. Yep. You have to stay 4 hours flat in your back. You can, they set me up a little bit, but 4 hours, they want to make sure, that stopped bleeding. So when they're done, they put 4 minutes of pressure. Okay. Then they must stitch you up or whatever. And then they keep you bandaged up, and they kept checking, and they're coming in looking good. So if if it starts bleeding internally or externally, they probably have to go back in and do something. But that was the concern, is that, the bleeding of that major vein or artery or whatever the heck it is they went into. But they, in fact, what I remember, they have clocks all over the place in there, and where I was. And when they wheeled me out, and like I said, still awake, almost away. I was a little groggy maybe, because I think they took away a lot of the pain. But I was still very alert, and I looked up, it was 2:30, and they said 4 hours, and it was 6:30 on the nose before they let me get up. It was, I remember 6:25, and I says, hey, you mind if I go take a pee or something? Like, nope, 4 hours. And it was 4 hours spot on the nose. And so at 6:30, they checked me again and said, okay, you're looking good. Went to the bathroom, sat down. And they said, okay, well, we'll call your wife and have her come pick you up and we'll wheel you out. And 10 minutes later, I was out the door. Yeah. No, back in the day, they put a sandbag on, I heard, and you have to lay flat because they want that to stop bleeding. But for me, they didn't do it that way. So I think they do the procedure a little different now. Or maybe that was just my procedure, but they didn't have any pressure on me at all. Just the bandage. So, yeah. Well, look at the 4 out of 5 dentists surveyed recommended sugarless gum for patients to chew gum. There's still one guy that doesn't think it's a big deal to chew sugar gum. So, I mean, you're not going to get all the doctors to agree. And that's the kicker right now is you got some people saying, well, this doctor said we need to do this. So, and then you got this doctor said we don't have to do that. So that's why everybody's fighting, because everyone has a doctor and everyone shares an article and shares something that says, this is good and this is bad, or do it this way. So everyone's an expert when they find someone they agree with, so, they clamp it now. Is that what they did? Okay. Cause I heard it was really bad back in the day. So maybe they've done a different way. So if they clamp it, good. Jed clamp it. Good. That's good. Yeah. 10 years. Yeah. Dave Little said he had one back in 04 or 05 and he had to lay flat for 12 hours. So they've obviously made strides in this procedure. And if you go on to YouTube and you look at any of the doctors that talk about it, they rave about it. I keep saying they rave about this procedure. Not that I want to go get it done again. And I don't know where the heck that flutter came from, but they fixed it. And I've been down for a couple of weeks, just resting up. And, so in the long run, I should be a heck of a lot better. In fact, a lot of people say that I have a lot more energy. Okay. I think I might do too. I don't find myself want to lay down in the middle of the day anymore. I mean, that could be depression too, obviously, but just having energy. In fact, my chiropractor said he thought the whites of my eyes looked whiter. My eyes look better. I look clearer. He said that all comes with getting proper oxygen, which I wasn't getting because the heart was not pumping the blood properly. So it was, I guess I'm glad I did it. I think the long term, even short term, I should be better off. So, yeah, you're hearing all kinds of bad things about wearing masks. I saw pictures of people with infections all over their mouth too. So, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. With the whole mask thing is weird. I mean, if you look at it, I'm always moving mine and touching my face. That's what they say that ruins the mask. So I think it's probably half for protection and half for show at this point. I really do. No, I'm not saying it doesn't help, but I'm saying I don't think it nearly helps as much as they think it is, and as much as the chaos they're causing with people. Now they want to fine you and come into your house and arrest you for not wearing masks, and people reporting you for. I mean, that's gone way overboard for the amount of protection we're getting from these things. That is just, it's almost not worth it at this point. It's really not. Scott, what's going on, buddy? You had a live biopsy through your jugular, sealed with a Band-Aid. Wow. That is nuts. That is really weird. Well, you live to tell the tale, so that's good. I heard we might be playing hockey again soon. I don't know what the thing is going to be. The details are. We'll get it on Monday, but we could be skating again, and hopefully I'll be back scorekeeping. I'll be seeing you again. Had some good times doing that. You had to stay overnight. Yeah, they sent me right home and what was weird is there was someone next to me, and I don't know if they had the same thing or not, but they were telling this poor lady, it's like, if you see bleeding, call 911. If you get dizzy, call 911. If you have, if you see a big ball in your groin, that means that you're bleeding, call 911. If you just have a headache, just call your doctor. I'm like, oh, I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm making like verbal notes. And, I come home and I'm like, I kept checking. It's like, man, am I going to be bleeding out? Oh man. So, crazy. Yeah. Holy cow, Scott is right. That is nuts. I hope to be playing soon. I mean, this actually worked out for me, as crazy as it sounds, but I managed to get this procedure done and not miss any skating at all because you really couldn't skate. So Saturday will be my first time I give it an official twirl out there since I've had the surgery, and I've only skated once or twice since March, so I'm going to be tired. I know that. But in general, it'd be good to have hockey back, and it's going to be weird starting up again. It's going to be really weird, especially with all the guidelines and stuff. But I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully the numbers will stay low and we can just continue on the best we can. What you got going on here, Keith? I probably could have live streamed it. That would have been funny. Chatting with Ron or chatting with you guys. I had a live stream, but it would have been funny to see my face when whoa, okay, I can feel you now. Whoa, boy. Oh, man. I don't even know when I talked to him. I think I talked to him that night. I was pretty out of it. And then Friday, I think I come on and did the show, which would have been 24 hours after I had it done. I'd like to go back and watch that again. That's probably fun. I'm not sure yet. Hockeytown's advertising their own league, so I'm kind of hoping they get that New England Boston Hockey League going or whatever it is. That's kind of like all the New England regional teams that played at Hockeytown are going to be playing at. So I'm hoping I get that gig back, that Monday night gig. That would be pretty good. Otherwise, I got to start going to New Hampshire. I don't want to start going up to New Hampshire just to timekeep and referee, but what can you do? Monday's the big day. That's when we find out. Monday we get the notice, and we get all the ifs, ands, or buts, and some of the things they were saying. It ain't gonna work. It might sound good, but it's like you can't keep people 6 feet apart on the bench. There's just not enough room on the bench. At that point, you just can't. They were just talking some really weird things, and if you can't. If you were to tell somebody every 100 feet they would have to stop their car, get out and check the oil and the gas, nobody would drive a car because it's just not practical to drive 100 feet and stop and get out and check for oil and gas leaks. And so if they're going to ask for something like that while we play hockey, it's just no one's going to want to do that. I ain't going to want to do that. So they have to make it at least realistic, okay, while still trying to keep everybody safe. So that's how that goes. But I need to... Well, he took it away once. He took it away in July, but I hear that the hockey people have been talking to them, and they did release some things today. I think we'll be okay. It'll just be a little bit weird. I really do. Yeah, I mean, every day since March, since we had the big spike, every day in March. I mean, the deaths are just doing this. They really are. And it doesn't mean people are still not dying and people aren't still getting sick, but compared to where we were in March, if I think back to March, where we were with this thing and where we are now, and now they want to lock us down even tighter. It's like, man, I don't know. I still think that people don't know what to do. That's just what I think. And I think they think they're making the right decisions, but they're killing a lot of people on the other end, and businesses and mental health on the other end is stacking up now. And they're gonna take a look at that. I don't know. I mean, they keep changing their mind. First they were going to play, then they weren't going to play. And now, you can get your eligibility back if you're whatever. And I don't know how they're going to do it. This is all new to everybody, and they keep changing their mind on what they're going to do. I think they'll just do the best they can with all the college kids and high school kids, whatever it is, and they're not going to punish them, obviously. So hopefully they'll figure out something that'll work. How's baseball doing? Is that they were talking about shutting that down because of all the cases, but they haven't shut down yet, and they haven't missed a ton of games. So maybe baseball will smooth itself out. Not that I watch baseball, but that's what you heard about. The hockey seems to be going quite well. Yeah, I'd like to see the fans come back at some point, but the NFL is still talking about putting fans in the stands. We'll see how that goes. I think what we need is confidence, and I've been saying this since Day 2, not day 1, day 2. We need confidence. We need to go out and realize that we're either all going to die or we're all not going to die. And I think the more we do normal things and we see that you can do normal things again to a point, then we'll get some confidence. That's the big thing right now. The Cardinals haven't played many games. I know that they had a problem, and that was not. I don't follow it that much, but there was a couple teams that had problems and they shut down for a week. But they're getting tested like every day, so it's. And now they're saying that the tests, may not be 100% accurate. I don't know. All I know, mine was negative. I had no symptoms or nothing anyway, so I kind of knew that I didn't have it. But you never know. What would happen if baseball shut down? Do they still keep the stats? What if one guy got 100 at bats and one guy got 20? That's not gonna be fair. So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna handle the stats. Yeah, if somebody hits 400, yeah, there'll be all kinds of asterisks, I would imagine, even with the hockey, because that's been kind of weird. Did they issue an ultimatum? Cut out going to parties or cancel the season? Okay, is that what it is? I'm not really sure what it is. So hopefully they won't have to. That'd be bad if they cancel it though. But like I say, just have any of the ball players been hospitalized or died? That's the thing. It's like I haven't followed it. As far as I know, they haven't. So I don't know. Charlie Blackman. I don't know who that is. You guys must be talking baseball. Where's Juckett? Where's Juckett when you need it? When you're talking baseball, we need Juckett around. Oh, well. I'll wrap this up in a couple of minutes here. I just want to come on and say hi and get back to playing some of my Ghost Recon. And I'm going to dig out the History Maker Golf again. It's about time I do another golf tournament. Those were fun. Oh, my gosh. You never thought rolling dice and playing golf would be fun. This game is fun. Just watching the leaderboard and watching the guys go up and down. And, that last one I played with Greg Norman, he was 2 strokes back the entire time. Greg Norman was 2 strokes back, just keeping his head above water. And then the leader screwed up. I think he shot like a bogey or a double bogey. And the guy behind him did the same thing. And Norman just shot like a par. And he went right up in the first place, and I think he birdied and parred 17 and 18, and he won the tournament. And it's just the other guy was in the lead the entire time, and he choked. It was fun. Just couldn't make a play. So, but anyway, so that's it right now. So the news is, I'm still, for me personally, I'm still here. I went to the gym today. I'm hoping to skate on Saturday. So anybody that's in the league, we're just going to do our practice thing like we did, because we can't play, but we could still take shots and skate around cones and maintain distance and all that stuff that they require. So we'll do that again. And hopefully I'll get some good news on Monday, and next Saturday we could actually try to scrimmage if that's what they say we can do. And then we'll have to look into September as far as, putting the leagues back together and trying to fire it up again. It's going to be different because it's going to be 6 months of not playing and me trying to organize everything and the whole bit. Let me tell you, it's after not doing something for 5 or 6 months, it is not easy trying to get back into that groove. Let me tell you, it is just so, I have to think about every single thing I do right now because I'm just out of the loop, and then honestly, you get lazy. You just get lazy. And there's a lot of things I could have done. And I'm just, and that's me. Yep. I'm looking forward to Saturday too, getting out there and skating again. And then I'm hoping the Saturday after, I'm hoping, Dave, next Saturday is going to be the one that we can scrimmage. And even if we scrimmage for a few weeks, at least we're playing. Because I know when we come back, I'm going to probably have to referee most of the games, if not all the games myself. So I don't plan on playing on a team for quite a while. But I'm kind of hoping if we can stop playing again, then maybe we can get some regular games going and keeping the stats so we can find our way back is what I'm really hoping. I'm looking to just shoot around because I really haven't shot around. I think I took one shot Saturday. I think I shot 78 in the radar gun, like on one leg because I didn't want to shoot off my sore leg. But that wasn't too bad. 78. I fired on one leg. That was pretty good. But yeah, so Saturday should be fun skating. And you know what a couple of people said to me, honestly, too. A couple of people that skated with us Saturday said that was really fun and different because there's things they never get to work on when you're playing a game. Is they got to work on stick handling, they got to work on shooting, and they got to work on some passing. I want to do a lot more passing drills this time too. And they said that's stuff that you don't do during a game. You have a couple minutes in warm-ups to screw around, but some people said I like that. I like trying to skate backwards, and I like curling around the cones, and just and that's and that's why that teams have practices so you can work on the skills, because you can play all the games you want, but you do need to work on the fundamentals. When do we do it's whenever we can. We were doing them Mondays, and then it went to Wednesdays, and it went to Fridays. I think we're due for one. Probably won't be tomorrow because I'm going to be out of the house, but we're due for one this weekend. We have a couple of things lined up. There's a couple of guests we have lined up to come on. So Digital to Dice is we try to do it weekly, if not then every 10 days. It really all depends. Sometimes he has things going on, and sometimes I have things going on. And sometimes we have to work around weather. Holy cow, there was a couple of times that we couldn't record because either he or I had major storms coming through, and we just didn't want the power to go out. So anyway, yeah, a lot of soreness. Yep. There's a lot of soreness. I'm going to be sore. I know a lot of guys are sore Saturday too. Michael, do we have training that fit? We play roller hockey, so it's just a referee. There's really no linesman in roller hockey. And there's some of our referees that actually have some formal training, but some of the guys are just regular guys that jump in there. It's just a house league. We've been doing it 21 years. A lot of people know everybody anyway. So it's, and because we draft and we keep drafting for the same pool of guys, it's like a fantasy draft that, it's a very different league. And in some ways it's a very good league. And in some ways it's got some issues, but I think for the most part, the league we got is pretty good. And we've made it work for 21 years, and it's not a perfect league. But we make it work, and we have a lot of fun. And when we're up and running normally with the stats and the website and the photos and things like that, we have a really good time doing it. So it's not a very formal league by any means. So I do a lot of refereeing. I've been refereeing 20 years now, because I think I started. No, actually longer than that. 21 years. I think I started I think I started refereeing ice hockey in 1990, either 98 or 99. And then when we started the roller hockey league, I did, I started refereeing that. I refereed the first game. So since 99, I've been refereeing. I did get patch. I took a test one year. I did get a level 1 patch with an open book test. So I didn't really learn anything because I knew all the rules anyways. But anyway, so let's see. Thanks, Cause. Yeah, we have a good time. We have a good time with that. And five. No, not for roller hockey. It's 4-on-4. If we had a bigger rink, I would do 5-on-5. But we have a smaller rink, so it's 4-on-4 is plenty. And because I remember going down to. I refereed at a couple of regulation size rinks with roller hockey. Holy cow, 4-on-4 on those rinks. There was just a lot of dead time when that puck got cleared away. There was just there was no one back there to get it. So if I had a big rink, I'd go 5, but roller hockey's always played 4-on-4. So anyway, so all right, I hope to see a bunch of you guys on Saturday, and then hopefully good news on Monday, and we can start playing some scrimmage games the following Saturday. If I hear anything, I will let you know. I imagine there's going to be some guidelines and precautions and procedures we'll have to deal with, so we will do that. And I'll just let everybody know, just as long as we obey the rules, no one can shut us down. As long as we just do what they say, and we'll do that, what we can, best we can. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will we'll probably Digital to Dice this weekend. Maybe Saturday, Sunday we'll record. I got to talk to Ron, see when he's available. Oh boy, Bruins, they won the other night. I don't know. I haven't have confidence in the Bruins in a long time, unfortunately. Anyway, but I'm old and I'm grumpy. So anyway, so we'll see some of you guys on Saturday in person, and the other guys will talk to you later. Thanks everybody, and yeah, as Cod says, have a good night. Bye bye.